Hello gamers, welcome to another edition of Tonight on Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I'm continuing my series featuring my game Gravity Drives and Dangers, where we are taking the team, as of right now, known as the Space Temple Raiders, who are a group of, ne'er-do-wells is not exactly the best descriptor, but a group of spacefarers who travel from planet to planet looking for xenoartifacts, and they are led by a Felcat captain, Captain Dave Wanderer. He is a xenoarchaeologist. He is joined by Jamie Brownbest. He is a Hobbin explorer, explores many planets and knows his way around some wildernesses. John SharpMountain, who is the engineer of the ship, the Belloc, that they travel on, and also is good for all the xeno technology they tend to run into while looking for xeno artifacts. Then the former professor, Professor Todd. He is the former Galactic College professor and is the foremost expert on xeno history and xenoanthropology, and he was talked into traveling the spaceways with by Captain Dave Wanderer with them to use his expertise in achieving these artifacts. And then the ex-smuggler of the group and the scoundrel, Karsten Solo. He is a xeno artifacts smuggler, I guess, even though, yeah, his expertise comes in handy when they're trying to evade galaxy force patrols and so forth. So, at the end of last episode, the team had made their way to Xether 5, and that's Xether 5 right here. And they discovered that it is guarded by a planet-wide force field that it stops anyone from approaching the planet. So they are currently on the ship, and the professor and John SharpMountain are trying to figure out a way to get through the force field, because the Galactic Codex they found in another ancient temple on another planet says that there are soul shards here in the ruins of Xether 5, and they are looking for those soul shards because those soul shards are going to get them some money. There's private collectors all throughout the galaxy that are willing to pay. So we jump right into the action with these two trying to figure things out. So they've been discussing the whole time between videos, and John is now prepared to make a roll. They've done some computer simulations. They've done a lot of discussions. John is going to use his engineering score, which is 9 dice. And I'm going to add 2 because of his input from Professor Todd. I'm going to add another 2 for the scanners. So we're rolling quite a bit of dice here. But I'm going to, and then the DL, I was going to make 12. Because this is a very tough conundrum to get through with the ship that they have and so forth, the technology that they have. But he has some experience with these Xether force fields, since it was what was guarding the Codex. So I'm going to make the DL 10. So he's about to make a roll. Maybe he's going to have a eureka moment. He needs 10 successes. And it's looking like he's going to get it. Look at that, folks. Every die except one rolled a success. That is incredible, with 4 exploding dice. So 3. So just for the heck of it, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 successes. John SharpMountain with the help of Professor Todd and the ship's scanners. Way to go. All right, so John says, okay, Captain, I think we've got it. Well, what the heck? What's going on? You found a way through the bubble of energy. Yes. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to send a communication beam, but we're going to set it to a certain frequency that hopefully will momentarily shut down the force fields, like do a feedback on the emitters. How long that feedback will stay, keep the fields down, we don't know. But the professor and I are pretty sure this is going to work. So we need to modulate the shield, or modulate the communication beam and focus it. So I will take care of that. I will need a console. Oh, have mine. Well, of course. Thank you. So he's got to make an engineering roll. And so he gets 9 dice. And since he already has it figured out, he only needs DL difficulty level 7, we'll say, to be able to properly modulate the communication beam. Well, this is going to be a little bit more complicated. All right, so right now he's only got 5, and he has 2 exploding dice, though. And whoo, one of those came up an exploding die. Oh, 2, 4, 6. What did I say? Wait, no, that's only 6. So he is unable to do it properly. So he doesn't realize it, and he says, that should do it. And so I'm going to engage the communication button, and he pushes it. A beam flies out, but it hits the force field, and there's feedback back up because he did not coordinate the beam properly. So the feedback comes back up through the communications and hits their ship. Their ship's shields will help against this, but it's going to be a 12 dice feedback that is going to attack their ship, essentially, is what it's going to be doing. All right, so 2 exploding dice. That was 7 successes and 2 exploding dice. Another exploding die, another exploding die, another exploding die. All right, so 3, 6, 10. And their shields are 6, so they take 4 damage. The Belloc takes 4 damage to its hull. Ugh, what was that? What happened? What happened? Hello, what happened there? What happened? I'm not sure. My calculations must have been off. It did a feed. It fed back through. The force field just pushed it back up. Intriguing. Yeah. I'm not sure what I did. Hold on. So I'm going to see if he can see what his mistake was, and then give it another shot. DL6. 3. Okay, so he figured it out. There, that one mistake. I didn't carry to 2. And so, all right, I'm pretty sure I got this now. I'm going to bring it down to a DL4 because he has figured it out. All right, let's try this again. And that is more than enough. So he gets it with that many successes. All right, here goes nothing. Better be right. Better be right, John. I don't know if the ship can take another shot of that, or at least its systems. I know, Captain. I got this. So he pushes the button. It hits the communication beam, hits the force field, and feedbacks the emitters, and the force field drops. All right, to the shuttle. So they run down the corridor to their shuttle. They get in their shuttle, and John's got to stay with the ship. He's got to effect repairs, and he also is going to have to be the one that drops the force field if it rises up again. So he's on the Belloc. The other 4 are heading down to the surface in the shuttle. So they take their shuttle down, and they land on the surface of Xether 4. Okay, so let's get crazy here. All right. So John is up in the ship, and the others are going to be landing the shuttle. Shuttle's name is the Indiana. And so as they're scanning the surface for the location of the ruins, the Galactic Codex gives them some idea, but is not completely and totally down to the details. Doesn't get necessarily doing that. So, I lost all my map tiles. I'll pick them up later. Okay. So, it's going to be up to Jamie, and using the scanners of the shuttle to figure out where to land. So Jamie is going to use, he's going to use his survival. See if anybody has geology or anything. I can't remember. I don't think they do. History, xenoarchaeology. So between Jamie's survival, and we'll give him 2 dice for Captain Dave's expertise. All right, so there's 8, and then 2 more for the expertise. I'll say DL6. They also, because they have the codex, to be able to find the ruins, or where to land. And gets exactly 6 successes. So they bring the shuttle down. They get out of the shuttle. All right, what do we got here? And so they see these crystalline formations coming up out of the sand. And the air is thin here on this planet, but it's still a Class M planet. All right. Here we go then. So, all right, let's see what we've got here. Is communications working? Can you hear us, John? Yes, I hear you loud and clear. And I am currently effecting repairs, and since it's not under duress, he's going to be able to make the repairs with no problem. He won't need to make any rolls because he can take his time to restore the hull and the shields, because the shields would have dropped to 5 after that feedback blast. All right, we're counting on you, John. Make sure you can get that full shield down if it rises again. I'm on it, Captain. Don't you worry. And so they are now approaching the crystalline structures. Well, what do you all make of this? Oh, what do we all make of this? Well, this is a very interesting. These appear to be natural, but I don't think they are. Here, let me take a closer look. Careful, Professor. Yeah, let me take a careful look. So he is going to make a. It's not so much that he knows the structures. He knows. It's not so much that he knows what his engineering abilities, but he does know xenoanthropology. So he's going to see if there's anything that could indicate. I'm going to say it's a DL7. Oh. So he gets 3, 6, 2 exploding dice, and he gets that 7 success. Yes, it's fascinating. I think they've been synthesized, but from natural crystals probably found here in the deposits, but I'm not sure exactly what their thing is. All right, I'm sending a scan up to you, John. Please let us know what you think. All right, yes, let me see the data. Okay, so he is going to make an engineering roll to see if he can figure it out. And I'll give him 2 because of the computers, but that's it. And I'm going to make the deal a little bit tougher since he's not actually there seeing them. And, oh, I didn't set the DL, but what did he roll? He rolled pretty good. So I've been setting a lot of DLs at 6 and 7 and so forth, so that's 7 right there with an exploding die, 8. Okay, so he's like, all right, what I think that what you have going on there is, I'm sensing that there is a structure below those crystals. I'm actually, to be surprised, it does look like Xether technology. I'm surprised there's not a force field involved. Well, maybe they thought with the force field up above that they wouldn't need to worry about it. Yeah, perhaps. Well, anyway, I think there's a structure underneath, and I think we need to create a resonance. I think it's a sound. I think it's a sound key. What's a sound key? Well, I think if we can emit the right amount of sound, like at the right frequency, it will set the crystals to a certain resonance, and that will then reveal away into the ruins. Sounds interesting. Yes. All right. So, Captain Dave, you're the musician of the group. That's right. I play guitar. Well, do you happen to have your guitar on you? No. Left it on the ship. Didn't know I'd need it. All right, but still, you have a good ear for music. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna have him make a check. See if he can figure out the right resonance. DL6. Yes, good. Wow, every die a success. That's awesome. Wow, okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I'm sending down to your wrist computer a set of notes that you can, I think if you, the problem is there's a PA system on the shuttle, right? That's right. And, you know, you can announce out to people, you know, get away from the ship and all that. All right, I got you. So he goes into the... All right, so if we can get the PA... We need a way to generate the musical tones. If we can do it through the PA, that might be enough sonic blast to be able to get the crystals to resonate. All right, then. Excuse me. I am quite the singer. Well, I'm a singer. I sang in the Hobbin Choir on my planet. The Hobbin Choir. Yeah, Carson, why is that so hard to believe? I don't know. So I can sing it. All right, worth a shot. Here's the notes. All right, let me rehearse a little. All right, now, I don't have him as a secondary skill for singing, but I'm going to say he did singing anyway. He just wasn't trained in singing. So, but that doesn't mean he can't sing. It just means he's not a professional singer, and we're going to try it. But it's going to be, we're going to make it, I guess we're going to make it a mind roll to see if he can hit the notes, which is not inspiring. But it's going to be amplified. So I'll add another 2 dice. Woo! And Captain Dave will help him with the musical notes during rehearsal. And because of the rehearsing, I'm going to give it 6 dice. But it's going to be DL6 because he is not a trained singer. So they're in the shuttle. The other 2 are outside, Karsten and the professor, with John up in the Belloc in orbit. Okay, so these 2 are inside the shuttle. And they are going to, they rehearse. And now they're finally going to give it a shot. So you need the DL6 to be able to sing the right set of notes through the PA system to make the crystals resonate. And he doesn't quite get it on the first try. And the crystals are vibrating a bit, but to no avail. Nothing. Yeah, it was a bit pitchy, so I'm going to try again. All right, Captain Dave, let's rehearse. So those 2 rehearse again, and they're going to try a second time. Oh, man. Worse that time. Yep. Oh, man. I think I need to do some voice warm-ups. So he's going to do some voice warm-ups. They're going to rehearse. And we're going to give it one more shot this time before something happens. And only 3. Still not good enough. I can't do it. All right. I think I need my guitar. Well, is it in your quarters? Yeah. But I don't know how we're supposed to get it down here. We only got the 1 shuttle. I suppose we could fly back up, grab my guitar, and fly back down. Well, if that's what has to happen. All right. Look, I'm uncomfortable keeping you 2 down there. Get in the shuttle. Let's fly back up. So they all get in the shuttle, and then they fly back up to the Belloc, and then they Captain Dave goes to get his guitar while the rest of them wait in the shuttle bay, but the force field emitters port back up and now are encompassing the planet. Oh, we ran out of time. All right. Let me recalibrate the beam. Okay. And he needs to get a DL, what did I say before? I think it's we're going to go DL11. We're going to go DL10 to try to hit the right, to get the right frequency. Or the DL9. DL9. Don't make it DL9 because he's done it once already. And he gets 3 3, 6, 8 with 2 exploding dice. Oh, good. So he gets it. Force field emitters go down again. They take his guitar. They get in the shuttle. They fly down. All right, here we go. I'm inside the shuttle. Y'all stand back. No telling what's going to happen. So they back up. PA system's on. He's going to play his guitar. Now he has 6D for his guitar. Then he's rehearsing the notes. So I'm going to give him 2 plus the amplification, 2 more dice. So he needs to get just DL6 to be able to resonate these crystals properly. And he gets 3, 6 with 2 exploding dice. So that's 8 successes. And the musical notes fly out over the crystals. They start resonating. And each one of them, in between them here, a gate opens. There we go. That's our way in. Come on, Captain. So he leaves his guitar in a shuttle. And Jamie's like, let me go first. So he jumps down into the portal. And he is going to roll his survival to see if there's anything he needs to overcome. We got stairs. All right, so he gets 3, 6, 7, 8 successes. He's like, as of right now, looks like it's trap free. So follow me. He turns on a lumen and heads down into, be careful, I'll hold down the fort. So they get down there and they make their way down into the ruins of Xether 5. Okay. It's an old ancient city. So, and there is some light going on. Okay, looking for my where, oh my goodness. There they are. Good. All right. Okay, so it's underground ruined city. Just kind of lay these out at random. Have them enter here. This would be the entrance, which can lead them to different places. All right. Okay. So. Alright, so they're down walking amongst the buildings. They enter from this direction. Jamie leading the way. Looks like there's still some energy down here. These Xetherians, or Xetherans, I suppose, were fascinating that they have such command of power structures and how they're able to maintain power even centuries after, millennia after they have been destroyed. Yeah, fascinating. All right, so they are walking through. I'm gonna see if they're looking for a temple, or I guess technically a factory, maybe both. So I'm gonna have Captain Dave make a check to see if he can decipher some of the Codex's clues towards where they may find the soul shards. So he only gets a DL5. I had DL6 in my head, and he's like, well. So here's the thing. From what I can make of it, it looks like the wood factory and temple might be the same for these folks. And the fact that we even have light support down here is pretty fascinating. We have some ambient light, be able to see. That's good. Anyway, so I think what we're looking for is a temple, or maybe if we can find a computer console, maybe we could hack it and see if we could bring up some kind of map of the city or something like that. I think that's what we're going to be doing. All right, sounds good, but stay alert, folks. This place could be crawling with Xenos. That's right. Be careful, everyone. All right, so they're going to start searching. I'm going to see if there's an encounter. 1 and 2, and there's an encounter. There's an encounter, of course. The dice love to give me encounters. And the communications with John is still going on, though it is staticky. All right, John, can you hear us? Yes. Yes, I can still reach you. Be careful. And then, right, will do. And then there is, I think I know what they're going to encounter, and it is going to be hostile. And I'm going to find the miniature, and we're going to see what it is. All right. And so Jamie has a scanner up, and he's like, hey, something's moving, and it's not us. What? Where is it? It's there. It's at 6 o'clock, coming around the corner. And this horrible mutated creature, looks like the head of a person and the body of some kind of xenoscorpion, comes around the corner. Well, I think we're about to have a very bad day, and that's where we're gonna end it. So, leaving on another cliffhanger. I'm all about cliffhangers this series. I want to set a shout out to all of my members: Nate, Surf Monkey, Tabletop Wanderer, Todd, Jamie, Kylan. And I think my mother has now become a member, so thanks, Mom. So those are my members. Give them a shout out here at the end, and we're going to see where this goes next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support, and hopefully come back for next one to see how this ends up. This encounter ends up. All right, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.